Hello, my name is Joseph St. Cyr, and I am a Public Information Officer with the State of Florida Department of Health, Bureau of Preparedness and Response. The topic that I chose for discussion today is theories of professions and professionalism, and how professionalism relates to emergency management. Dr. Ronald Horn from Baylor University wrote a very interesting text several years ago entitled On Professions, Professionals, and Professional Ethics. In that text, Dr. Horn noted certain characteristics that all professions typically have, and I think they're important for us to review today. The first characteristic is a commitment to high ethical standards, defined as a sincere commitment to conducting oneself with integrity, honesty, and sincerity. Typically, this commitment to high ethical standards is found in a code of conduct, which is a very important part of professions. In emergency management, we do have one, the Code of Conduct of the International Association of Emergency Managers, which is highly lauded as a very effective and very organized code of ethics. A second characteristic is a prevailing attitude of altruism. Altruism is defined meaning an unselfish concern for the welfare of others. Clearly, if we're involved in emergency management, putting ourselves at risk, we are concerned with the affairs of others. Third characteristic is a mandatory educational preparation and training component. Lawyers, doctors, engineers all have to obtain a particular type of degree and take a licensing exam in order to prepare themselves for the practice of their profession. At this present time, there are no mandatory educational preparation or training requirements for most emergency managers that are certainly mandated by law in this country. True, there may be certain departments that may expect their emergency managers to have certain credentials, but required by law, required by statute, typically there aren't many jurisdictions that have such laws requiring a particular mandatory educational preparation or training component. Similar to this is a mandatory continuing education component. Again, engineers and lawyers have to take a certain number of hours every year or every 3 to 5 years to maintain their licensing. I can tell you as an attorney myself, that can be very difficult. You have to obtain a certain number of hours in particular areas of the law to maintain a license. Another characteristic that Dr. Horn talked about is a formal association or society. These are organizations that create a collective identity and give direction to professionals. They also serve as a forum for the exchange of ideas, concepts, and best practices through conferences, workshops, conventions, discussions, and so forth. We do have in emergency management the International Association of Emergency Managers, the Florida Emergency Preparedness Association, and the section on crisis and emergency management in the American Society for Public Administration as well. Another characteristic is formal publications that are narrowly tailored to the profession. We have in emergency management the Journal of Emergency Management, the Journal of Mass Emergencies and Disasters, the Journal of Homeland Security, and so forth. All of these are very important publications. Many of them are peer-reviewed and certainly do manifest a professional nature. Another characteristic is professional independence. Most professionals operate in an independent forum with significant discretion. Independence allows for professional discretion and the making of well-reasoned individual assessments and consultation with clients, customers, and the public. Now, true, emergency managers have significant independence in making major decisions going to affect our lives, no doubt. And the last characteristic that Dr. Horn talked about is public recognition as a profession. Many folks don't even know what emergency managers do, but they do consider public safety endeavors to be professional in nature. So now we come back to our first question. Is emergency management a profession? I believe that it is, but it is emergent as such. It is still relatively new in its origins, and will continue to develop as a profession. I hope that this information has helped you. It's certainly a very good experience to discuss emergency management as it evolves as a profession and as a discipline. Thank you.